capital gains is pretty low. The council tax is a complete and utter disgrace.
Yeah.
It's so regressive. If there was a political will to raise more money from the wealthy, you could do it in a way that wouldn't damage incentives.
I think Blair and Brown did it. They didn't get much credit for it, but Blair and Brown actually shifted the tax burden in this country very much to the wealthy. And they managed to distribute a lot of wealth. They had to keep quiet about it so that the Express and the Mail would give them an easy time. But they did a great job there. I think Reeves is trying to pull a similar trick, trying to pull the wool over the eyes of the right-wing press, but still get that money in there and still make public services better. And I can't wait for this. I can't wait for the pips to squeak among the rich.
Well, we won't be fooled, Mark. I can tell you that she won't be pulling the wool over the Express's eyes. But I think there's a lesson to be learned from Scotland for Rachel Reeves as well. Humza Yousaf hiked tax and it done absolutely nothing. Hiking tax isn't the answer to everything, but it's going to need to be the answer to this. And who is it that pays? I think it's probably going to be your kind of middle earners, because we know that high earners just up sticks and leave if they get taxed too much. There's already warnings about that today, immediately after this. And as I said earlier, the proof in this spending review is going to be in the detail.
How do you pay? How do you solve the housing crisis without money? It's okay to say, well, we should cut tax, cut public spending, shrink the state. That we live in a housing disaster. Our kids can't afford to pay rent, never mind buy a house. How do you solve that without public resources? Labour are trying to get money into that public sector so that we can actually solve the housing crisis. It's a market failure. The state needs to step in there and it needs to do something to get the housing market moving, to get houses built. You can't do that by cutting tax, and you never will. So you can't say on the one hand, it's a crisis, let's do something about it, but let's not spend any money. We need money spent on housing. It's a key thing for, I think, a lot of people out there. Got to be sorted. I think Reeves has got the right idea on that front. I know you'll maybe not agree with most of that, but that's definitely what needs to be done.